Hi, welcome back. I'm Mary Jo, also known as Sojo, and this is my channel where I talk about all my quilty stitchy things. And today is my weekly update number 76, and it is September 1st, 2024. So today officially starts my no buy. So I'm going to try to not buy anything through the month of September. Now, that's anything new. If there's something that I'm working on that needs something I don't have, then I am giving myself permission to buy that, but I'm not going to buy any new collections or shop the sales. We'll see how we do. So, and with that, because it is September, I'm going to start my Rediscovering My Stash series where I go through my stash, start pulling it out, showing you what I have in mind, if I have anything in mind, and you can tell me if it's something that you'd like to see me do sooner rather than later. So on Tuesday, I'm going to start this off by releasing my tour of my sewing room so you can see what my sewing room looks like. And then Thursday, I'll start with the Rediscovering My Stash videos. So this week, well, it's been an interesting week. I'd planned on quilting my legendary quilt, or that Bigfoot quilt from Elizabeth Hartmouth, this week, but it just didn't happen. The most significant thing this week is probably that, our refrigerator died. Yeah, I know, that's kind of sucked. But it was 19 years old, so wasn't really a surprise, I guess. But you could no longer go to an appliance store, pick out a refrigerator, bring it home, and have a refrigerator. So we didn't have a refrigerator for a few days because we had to order it and wait for the delivery. But we got that all situated now. So that was kind of not fun. And then here in Ohio, or at least in my part of Ohio, we had a huge heat wave this week, which made everything challenging. Because even though we have 3 vehicles with 3 drivers, because my daughter's now driving and got her license, the one vehicle's air conditioning isn't working, so we had to do the whole vehicle shuffle for 4 different people being in 4 different places with 2 vehicles. Now, my son is riding the bus this year back and forth to school. However, with the heat wave, he's on the bus for 2 hours in the afternoon, and with no air conditioning and a bus, I didn't want to take the chance of him having an asthma attack with the heat wave. So I had to rework everything to try to pick him up, as well as getting my daughter back and forth to work with this vehicle. It was a mess doing the vehicle shuffle, but it all worked out. But all of that meant no quilting on the long arm. But I did manage to get some other sewing and projects done this week. So I did finish a quilt top. So let's hang it up, take a look at it. And the quilt behind me, or the quilt top behind me, is the one I finished this week, and this is from a sew sampler project called Daydreamer. So we'll go a little bit closer and take a look at it. Okay, taking a look at the top and just working our way down. I'll have to look at the pattern here to see what size it is because I don't remember off the top of my head. Over to the sides. Okay. Okay, according to the pattern, this is 61¼ inches by 61¼ inches. Now, there was 2 different sizes you could do in this pattern. You could do this one, which was 39¾ by 39¾ or 61¼ by 61¼ I did the bigger one because whenever there's options, I prefer to do the bigger ones than have these itty bitty quilts. So I worked on that. Also, I worked on the Lori Holt Quilt Seeds Mercantile Iron and Starch pattern. Now, I've got the center of this all done, and I did do some videos for that. I still have to add this borders around it. So hopefully I can get that done sometime this week and be finished with that. And then I only have 1 more of those quilt seeds patterns to do. So there's my block so far. Like I said, I still have to add the borders. So I finished that, and then let's see what else I did. So I worked on this blocky block pattern. Now this is something I got from Polar Fabrics over in Indiana, and what this is, it's basically like a kit. It has 5 1-yard cuts of fabrics in it, and there's different bundles to choose from, and then you pick a free pattern to go along with it to make, and this was the pattern that I picked. And so basically I've got the center of this quilt all put together. I am just working on the borders. So I've got the inner border pinned down. It's almost done, and then I just have to add that outer border and we'll be done with this. But I will show you what it's looking like. See, there's the top and bottom of that inner border I've got right there. But let's see here. Undo it. All right, holding it up, got it unfolded, taking a look at it. Got my pins caught down there, I had to undo. So that's where I am on this quilt top. So that is getting close to being done. And because I finished that Sew Sampler projects, I pulled out the next one in my long line of Sew Samplers waiting to be done. And this one is the Buzz Quilt Patterns, and this is using Lori Holt's, I think it's their gingham line. So I cut everything out there, so next time I go to the sewing machine, it's ready to start sewing. So I did that. Then I have 2 other projects I worked on. One of them is a Sew Sampler. This is the Wipeout quilt pattern, and this uses the Snail Trails foundation blocks. So I did 4 more of these. There's a total of 16 blocks to make, and I've got 12 done. But I made 4 more of the Snail Trail blocks, and then I've got them pinned together in a row. See, and there's my paper still on them. So I'll need to sew those together. And then here we are with this. I've got these 2 rows, row 1 and row 2 pinned together. So this is how we're looking here. See, they've got pins. And that's where I am on this Sew Sampler project. And I worked on one other quilling project. Let's see where it is. And this is the Strawberry Lemonade Layer Cake. Or not layer cake, the Strawberry Lemonade Jolly Bar. And this is, Strawberry Lemonade is from, oh my gosh. I lost my train of thought. Sherry and Chelsea. There we go. So the Jolly Bar is a pre-cut fabric you can only get at Fat Quarter Shop, and it's 5 by 10 inches, and it comes with a free pattern. This was the free pattern that came with it. Now I did not want to do this pattern, so I picked a Jolly Bar book and did my own thing, and I'm making this pattern with the layer cake. So I have all these rows sewn together, and I've pinned the sashing into each row. So basically like the center of this quilt top is all pinned together, ready to sew. And then after I sew that, all I have to do is add the white border on it, and it will be done. So let me pull it out and I'll show you what it's looking like. So here's another one that's close to being done, just the border. I'm gonna go back a little bit. All right. So there's that. And then the bottom row. Hopefully you can see the bottom row. Okay. So I did that. So that's everything as far as quilting, sewing, piecing. Now let's move on to my cross stitch. And just in case I have any new viewers watching, I did get all that piecing done this week, but I didn't get any quilting done because the quilting's done on the long arm and the long arm isn't here. It's at my parents' house. So with all the events of the week, I just didn't have time to get over there to get that quilted. So that's why. Now, what else did I do for cross stitch? Well, I almost finished these February pillows. I still have to sew the end of them, that hole in the end. Gotta close that, and then those will be done. But they're almost done. So I'm not gonna give these away today, or give the one away today, but I will give it away next week. So, but with that, last week, I had said that I was going to give away one of these, or this away. And I did. I picked a winner. And the winner is Bettina Fink 7537. I'm not sure if I said that name correct, but it's BETTINA FINK 7537. So if that's you, I just need you to send me an email with your name if it's different than that name and your address, and I will get that out to you. And my email is just sewjoquilts@gmail.com. Okay, now as far as stitching goes, I was working on the June 9 patch. So this is the January 9 patch. This is what Bettina won. And these are the Februaries. And I've already done the March and April, Mays. They're just waiting to be turned into pillows. And this is the June that I'm working on. So I finished one of the Junes. There's the one. And because I'm doing two, here's where I am on that second one. Now these are done on 14 count Aida and using DNC floss. And that's where I am on that. Now for crochet, I've been working on this cardigan. Oh, I left the pattern in there, but it is a cardigan. I don't remember the name of it, but last week I had shown you that basically I had the body of that cardigan all sewn together. The front panel, or the back panel and the left and right panels, they're all sewn together, so it's more like a vest right now. And I started working on the sleeves. And I have one sleeve. Here's one sleeve. That's all the way done. And as I started working on this, I was weaving my ends in, and then I decided, well, maybe I should leave them out, because then when I sew it together, I am not going to be able to use just a solid one piece of string, because one piece of yarn, because if I use the green yarn all the way up, it's going to show on that cream collar, and if I use the cream, then the cream's going to show on the green. So I decided to leave those extra pieces, the ends, out, so when I sew them, I can just use those ends to sew that arm all the way up before I have to attach it to the cardigan. So that's one sleeve, and I started on the second sleeve. So that is where I am on that cardigan. So hopefully I can get the second sleeve all done this week and then sewn in, and then all I have to work on is the ribbing down the front. So what else did I work on? Well, let me show you my diamond painting. And this is my diamond painting, Sledding to Town, Legally Licensed by Chuck Pinson. Now this is about halfway done. Taking it back. You can kind of see that there. Alright. And that's where we are with that. Okay. So once again, my winner for this is Bettina Fink 7537. Email me at sewjoquilts@gmail.com. My email is in the description box. I also try and put it at the bottom right here. And then next week, I will most likely be giving this away. I was going to give it away this week, but I didn't get the bottom sewn, so I'll just wait till next week. All right, till next time.